Hello everyone, I'm here to show you the assembly of this Viking SwiveLift receiver mounted loading platform I just had delivered. Specifically one aspect of the assembly that a lot of users have complained about. It's a pretty simple assembly. All in all, there's just one step that requires a little bit of extra dexterity that a lot of folks are having trouble with. The assembly instructions, step 3 specifically, shows how to attach the hand wrench to the column tube, and it mentions something about the washer and lock nut should be inside the tube, as if any fool should be able to do that with ease. But once you actually try to do this, you understand that it takes either freakishly long fingers or a miniature or some kind of magic to get this thing done. So I have an alternate solution that I think will help. So the problem we're trying to solve here is attaching this winch to this column using the provided nuts and bolts. But it gets tricky when you want to put the bolts in this end, but then somehow get the nut and washer up through this end aligned perfectly with this hole so you can attach the winch. The second bolt that has to be attached is pretty easy to reach. You just have to hold the nut and the washer here secure with one hand while you attach the winch and the bolts on the other side. But it's tough to get this second one because it's so far, and you have to align the nut and the washer. So there needs to be some sort of tool or gadget that lets you put the nut and washer in place while you position the winch and the bolt on top of it. So I've come up with a solution that uses the packing cardboard that comes in the box, an X-Acto knife or some other kind of cutting implement, and some scotch tape. And that's it. I'll show you. So the opening on this receiver tube is about 1 3/4 inches. So what I wanted to do is get some sort of surface that I could insert into that tube with the nut and washer oriented on there, and then hold it in place while I put the winch on top. So what I did is I cut a piece of cardboard that's about 1.5 inches in width, and the idea is to put the nut and washer on there, slide it in, and then hold it in place while I attach the winch. But it's still tricky because it tends to move around while you're sliding it in. So I took a knife and I carved a little groove in here that's got some depth to it, and it's about the same size. It's actually really close to the same size as the nut. So the next step is to place the nut in that little depression. But then you also have to get the washer on there aligned, and as you can see, it slides around quite easily. So I needed to attach it. That's where the scotch tape comes in. So I tore off a piece of tape. I positioned the washer on top of the nut. I taped it in place. And now I can slide it in, line it up exactly, and then hold it in place while I position the winch and the bolt. So now I've inserted the cardboard with those pieces attached. I'm going to take the winch, place it on top, line it up exactly. And now, by holding the cardboard up flush inside the tube, I can simply screw in the bolt. And then you just pull the cardboard out, and the tape may or may not come with it, but you can easily stick your finger up in there and pull the tape out. So now it's attached. The second one is much easier because it's close. You can just hold it up there with your finger. Anyway, seems pretty useful. I hope others can take advantage of this. Thanks.